Es el sueño el motor, son las metas a alcanzar. Siempre hay que descubrir la manera de vivir.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the new chapter of my YouTube channel. And as you can see here, I am sitting in my brand new 2023 Subaru BRZ Limited. Currently on the odometer, she's at 88.3 miles. Still fresh. I picked her up last week. Didn't get to drive her much. I took her right immediately over to my buddy at Tommy at Fine Line Auto Detailing, and I had him fully clear bra wrap the first half of the car, had him detail the car and all the likes, got it tinted and such. So I just got the car back, but before we start the video, I kind of just want to do a little quick walk around. So I just want to share with you guys just kind of initial impressions. I didn't want to be completely biased, so I kind of wanted to wait a little bit before I start this video too. I factory ordered this 23 BRZ Limited with everything that I wanted to spec. I ordered it back in January of 23 from Curtis at Elk Grove Subaru, and he did an amazing job. He's a really good guy, and if you guys are in the market for buying a brand new Subaru, I recommend going through him. Name drop me and he'll help you out. So he walked me through everything. It was smooth sailing, and I paid for this car I think about $35,500 after taxes. And so currently in this car market, it's kind of garbage. It's hard to buy a good priced car, especially with all the crazy markups and stuff. But I was able to pick this car up for exactly what I expected it to be. And just want to share with you guys, honestly, coming out of a 2018 Subaru WRX, I had a lot of anxiety, and I had a lot of concerns, like, man, am I going to make a really bad decision coming out of a 4-door and going into a 2-door coupe? And so my life circumstances have changed a little bit, and honestly, after I received this car and after I did the little work I did already to this car, I completely love it. My biggest recommendation to you guys is that out the gate, this car is phenomenal to drive. If you were looking and comparing the previous generation WRX STI to the BRZ slash GT86 FRS GR86, whatever it's called, it was a big noticeable comparison and a big difference. I would have said go for the VA, go for the WRX or the STI. But for this modern one, as you guys know, the new WRXs looks pretty ugly and very controversial. I would say hands down, go for this car. So if your life circumstances allow it and you guys are in the market for a 2-door coupe, I recommend grabbing it. But other than that, I have nothing but praises for this car. Currently, I think all the gripes that I have with this vehicle are already things that people have already talked about relentlessly about this car. For the little interior knickknacks and whatnot. But again, guys, I just can't stop staring at this car. It's just so freaking beautiful. And so I have a lot of things I've ordered on the way. This time around, with this ownership, I'm kind of going all in. I'm not going to cheapen out and go as conservatively as I did with the 2018 Subaru WRX. So let's go. So interior, first impressions when I first got into this car, interior was phenomenal. I think it's very, very driver focused and driver centric. Head unit, stock head unit is phenomenal. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I give this a lot of praise. Definitely way better than what I had in the 2018 Subaru WRX that I had. And I love this interior. I'm still getting used to the blind spot because of this is being a little, a smaller 2-door car. But overall, the driving feel, even the clutch, even down to the clutch, it feels so much better right out the gate compared to what I had when I had my 2018 Subaru WRX. My biggest concern was horsepower. I was like, as someone coming out of a faster vehicle going into a vehicle that's a little bit slower, I was kind of concerned. But honestly, guys, this new FA24 is, right out the gate, I have no qualms about it. I have no problems with it. I think this is enough and adequate power for a street car. And of course, there is always the option of modifying it and going, a supercharged or turbocharged. So just a note, I unplugged the fake engine noise, so this car is going to be pretty quiet. And as you can see, the reverse camera, I love it. It's centered now. It's not like in the VA platform where the camera was kind of slanted on the side, and I always had difficulty reverse parking in that car. So right here is my first big gripe, is this turn signal. I don't like it, period. I'm still getting used to it, but I don't necessarily like it. And seeing that I'm still under the 1000K mark, I'm still breaking this car in, so I can't necessarily do any pulls, anything crazy. But again, I think as a daily driver and as a track car too, this car has a lot of potential, and I definitely see the appeal. And I kind of just wanted to share with you guys something kind of crazy. When I ordered this vehicle, I actually have never driven it. The new GR86, as well as the new BRZ, this one that I'm currently in, I've never driven it. I've only ever driven the previous generation, and my biggest complaint about that was its horsepower. It was a nice looking car, but it was too slow. And I felt that even my old previous 2012 Subaru Impreza hatchback 2.0i, as slow as that car was, it was a lot faster than the BRZ and the previous 86. But with this one, it's definitely a lot peppier and a lot torqueier. And I love the fact that the RPMs go all the way up to 9. So if you're in the market from the 30K to 40K price range, and you guys are interested in buying a performance car or a sports car or something like that, this is definitely a very appealing offer. Nothing against the Miata too, but if you guys want to spend a little bit more money, and that's the lifestyle that you guys want, a Miata is also a really great choice. The other thing that people have asked me constantly too is like, hey, how come you chose the BRZ over the GR86? And what it really comes down to is just brand loyalty. I love Subaru, and this platform is a Subaru, and although granted the GR86 looks a lot more attractive, and it has the heritage and the GR and all that such, at the end of the day, when I look at this platform and I look at this car, to me I see a Subaru, I don't see a Toyota. So I think the only Toyota platform that I currently see that they have, that I give them a lot of praise and kudos for, is the GR Corolla. But aside from that, their Supra is a BMW and their GR86 is a Subaru. So it all kind of boils down to brand loyalty. And yes, I do agree that the front bumper, definitely too, on the GR86 is way more attractive than the BRZ. The BRZ kind of looks like a little bit like a Miata and has that little derpy smile to it, but it's not a big deal. If I really wanted to, I could always replace the front bumper and swap over to the GR86 front bumper. I'm still on my first full tank of gas, so I don't have anything much yet to talk about in terms of fuel economy, but I'm sure like the rest of you guys who are interested in buying this car, fuel economy, it doesn't really matter. This is going to be a really fun car, and it takes premium. I'm sure the fuel tank is a lot smaller than it was in my experience with the 2018 Subaru WRX. Interior noise, definitely a lot of rattles. Granted, it is still brand new, but this car does come with a budget, and for most of us normal car guys, it's something that we could live with. But I'm thinking more in terms of the people who are a little bit older. They may not necessarily like all of this noise and all this buzz. So overall, again, guys, I really do enjoy this car. Take what I say with a grain of salt, because again, I barely had this for a week, and I'm already putting work to it. I have a bunch of other things planned. Again, I'm not holding back this time. I'm buying a bunch of stuff. The only thing that I'm kind of reluctant on getting is I'm dancing between coilovers and airbag suspension. So I'm still not sure yet what route I want to go, but I definitely want to track this car. So I know that tracking the car is kind of counterintuitive if you have airbag suspension. So Again, I'm still dancing on that idea, but right now I love the stock suspension. It is a little bit bumpy, it's also kind of indicative of the road that you're driving, but overall it feels so smooth. And having a lowered Subaru WRX for quite some time, it's kind of nice to be back at stock height. So like I don't necessarily miss the scraping and all of that such. So I'm not sure yet. I may hold off on suspension mods for a while, but I definitely do have my aftermarket wheels, my full under spoiler kit, all these stuff all on the way right now. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so as you guys can tell, its shifting is very easy, very smooth. This car screams. I'm sure if you have an aftermarket exhaust or even headers on it, you could hear this car roar. No torque dip. There's no like funky feeling like there was in the FA. I think this car, again, out the gate, phenomenal to drive. And comparing this to my 2018 WRX again, I've adopted a snowboarding lifestyle. I'm very outdoorsy, going out to the mountains quite a lot. So I'm thinking about it in terms of this car too, because this car, I think the extent that I'll be able to take this car from this point moving forward isn't necessarily like snowboarding and all that such. It'll be mostly for cruises, like car cruises at best. But this car definitely gives you a smile on your face. I haven't encountered any other BRZ and GR86 owners while I'm driving this car yet, but I remember when I was driving my other car, I saw tons of them on the road. So I'm hoping to see how the community base is, and I'm hoping to see if they're as friendly as the WRX and STI community. So, but I think this wraps up my video, guys. I don't really have much else to say for this first video, but I kind of just wanted to share with you guys like a genuine, honest like feeling, and share with you guys some of my emotions as I've just recently picked up this car. I have my family, one of my family members in the car with me. He's been driving this car too, and he's also loving this car. So I think I did the right thing this time around. And I ordered this car to spec exactly how I wanted. And after having owned my 2018 Subaru WRX for quite some time, I kind of realized certain things I wanted in my car versus some things that I could have made do without. And so as I moved on to this platform, I checkmarked all the boxes that I specifically wanted. So hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video.